What are some stupid mentalities and mindsets that need to end? Some people think that just because a person looks normal, they don't have a disability and must be lying. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I don't need sufficient sleep. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I spend all of my money recklessly and need to work overtime every weekend. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I don't want to relax at home on my time off. I hear a lot of at work because I work with mostly older people. I budget my money wisely, and in a sense I also budget my time. Apparently those concepts are hard to understand. I can't change anything, so I'm not going to try it. That if I change my mind or opinion about something, I'm being fake or phony. If you don't like someone, you must be just jealous. I'm being persecuted when I am contradicted. That you need to stay in contact with all of your family members even though some of them are incredibly toxic. Alcoholism being romanticized. No, it's pretty terrible, to be honest. I feel like today I want to stop drinking, but I know I'm gonna drink more today. My opinion is as good as your evidence. Expecting everything instantly. Patience is a virtue. You're not going to die if you have to wait in line. If something doesn't work 100% of the time, it isn't worth doing. People use this as an excuse to never do anything, or to deny others from trying. It's frustrating and holds us back as a species. Edited for explanation and to add quotes. The concept that both fault and responsibility can only be 100% or 0%, and that if someone else has some fault it absolves another of all responsibility. People who oppose good things because I struggled through it and so should you. Instead of thinking good, nobody should go through that if possible. If you don't post about a tragedy or support something on social media, you are okay with or don't support/care about said something. Absolute cancer. I read about it on the internet, therefore it's true. My grandma does this all the time to prove her argument, and it always ends up being from some BuzzFeed article. Drives me nuts. Quitting is only for losers. If you try something and don't like it, why keep doing it? Why not allow yourself to switch to a better major, or try a different sport, or get a new job? I mean, don't quit everything once it gets hard, but why stay miserable for a quitter's never win mentality? Get a job you like. Do an activity you like. Edit. I really don't mean quit the second you struggle. I do mean knowing when to quit, as many of the comments say. I mean knowing when to go on to better things. As an example, in my own life I changed majors when I saw how miserable the future seemed to me, and how badly I was struggling. The switch was the best decision I ever made. It took me too long to not see it as quitting anymore, but moving on. And thanks for the silvers, guys. And the bless up. Edit. Wow, my first Reddit gold. I'm honored. That if you are a salaried employee and don't finish your work on time, you have to work unpaid overtime until it's complete. But if at another time, you complete all of your work early and there's literally nothing left to be done, you're not allowed to leave and instead have to sit at your desk doing nothing until you get in your 40 hours for the week. Employees should either be paid to have their in a seat for 40 hours, no more, no less, or be paid to complete a certain set of work regardless of whether it takes 30 hours or 50 hours. This BS double standard that you're paid to complete a task, not for a certain number of hours when there's extra work, but are paid to be there for a certain number of hours, not to complete a task then leave when there's less work needs to end. There is this whole work culture expectation now of always being reachable by email or text for whatever happens. A lot of places expect, and at times demand, that you be pretty much on call even when you're not at the office anymore. I worked at an ad agency where days off sometimes didn't even feel like that, because I would still be getting emails about things, and was expected to be checking them. I hated it. There should be some level of balance between work and personal life, and I feel like that is fading because so many places are adapting this type of culture and mentality, especially startups. But in-seat mentality at white-collar office-type jobs. If you do your job at a computer, there is no reason you shouldn't be able to work from home. Then attendance is not as important as just getting work done, and it eliminates the need for commuting, which eases traffic and pollution. Edit. Reading through the comments, I see there are a lot of people who say they would be less productive because of distractions or whatever, and to that I say I totally agree. I don't work in an office, my wife does, which is where this complaint came from. But if I did, I would personally benefit from having oversight and lack of distractions. I think the main point I'm trying to make is that not that it should be for everyone, but that it should be a valid option for those that would benefit from it. I think even that much would significantly reduce traffic and facility costs. Also, I don't claim to know how policies like that are enforced, but I think if your manager is actually doing their job, then they should be able to tell who is actually getting work done and who is slacking off.